Bravo, bravo, bravo. Cool. You haven't got anything for the first round because we're going to go in order and you got nothing on first up. So can you shadow hot apps and grill for the first two?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's 1/2 per. So
half the butter, olive oil, toast, tomato, garlic, tomato, well, something.
And then we might send it with some olive oil as well on the
Okay.
side. I'm going to get you on making the baba ganoush. You can drop the lamb ribs. Guys, we're gonna group things in probably 2 or 3s at once. I'm gonna show you with you guys doing it with me, all right? So we'll go through each set. Everyone has eyes on relative, yeah? Cool. All right, let's start off with our pan con tomate. Also our grilled octopus. Charlie, you know how to do that, right? You feel good about that? Yeah. Fire me an octopus, mate. And then Hector, can you drop me a lamb ribs, my friend? Thank you, chef. So today is the first day of the new menu, spring menu. So effectively how this works is whenever you're doing a new menu, you go through, typically like you could go through specials in the lead up to the menu launch, but during that period you're doing a lot of R&D, recipe development. Best way I can put this is where you see John Favreau in Chef having that moment with a bunch of cork containers, music's going, he's chopping a bunch of stuff up, tasting sauces. It's pretty freaking cool. So anyway, we've gone through that process. Now the day is to actually do the first menu drop. Tonight's the first night the menu's going. We typically don't tell a lot of people about it just yet because what you want to do is perfect the setup, and whilst you have everything in your head, once you set up operationally, it's not always perfect. So we've got a tasting in about 35 minutes with the front of house team can understand what we're actually going through. They have a full report on what's called a matrix. They'll understand everything from allergies to talking points, maybe special mentions, and then they'll understand the dishes themselves. When they're talking to the consumers tonight, they'll be able to understand how to sell it. So all in all, right now, it's a rush to finish line because as much as you plan, sometimes you forget shit, We just arrived in Washington, D.C., but there's a really important question before we do anything that pertains to Washington, D.C. I know you're all wondering what that is. Where do we get a coffee? Good, dude, good. Thank you for being here. Single that, and I'll go double of the same.
I was thinking that.
I'm a huge fan.
What's your name?
Cooper. Cheeto.
Fuck, that's the most awesome American name.
Started like following along because of Center and Hemsworth, so.
Yeah, dude. Oh, he could be here. My phone died. What's up, my dude? I feel like everything here is beautiful. When you set out to do something, when you sign, if maybe you're someone in the space as a creative and you sign a partner, just go all in, like under promise and over deliver. Because if you do that, not only do you get a really good case study that you can represent to other potential brands down the line, but 2, the opportunities within that company can grow. And in my opinion, when you work with a company years down the line, it's such a better proposition because you can represent them truly authentically. And that's why you always see the contracts that the team and I sign, what we do is always year-long contracts minimum, because we want to make sure we find a way to grow long-term with the creative, the brand, the ethos, and overall the goals of what that company and our company are trying to do. Crucial thing of anything, but I set out to build excitement around being healthier and happier, right? And so particularly through food. So I started doing that as a chef on this digital experience. But as I did a really good job, I leaned in and went really dedicated on what I had to do. I got a great response to the point that it gave me more responsibility, more encouragement, and I used my team to do a really good job of being trusted to now having a bigger role in the company, but also having a bigger impact, more importantly, with, society. So in order for all this to take shape, and the restaurant as well, but the restaurant team, you have to really invest in yourself and invest in your mission, your values. So, if you ever want to change the world, particularly through food, you've got to go deep in what you believe in. So I will say, guys, one of the coolest things is Center's new sandbag for you guys. It's got so many more handles, and I've just used it myself before. Biggest thing that I found was a lot of sandbags have got a lot of unevenness, like sand will be heavy on one side of the bag, You won't find that with this. So not only has it become easy to use, also it's much more structured. Instead of going big stride at the start, I like smaller feet to get going, and then once I'm going, I'm leaning forward, I'm being strong and using momentum, just keep going one foot in front of the other. You've got a nice friction grip here. Your different markings allow for different ranges of height, let you know where to put your hands respective to the markings. And then down here, the easiest slide. One of the biggest compliments we've got from the product so far. It's been an awesome couple of days. I love seeing the response on our equipment, you know, selfishly. Everyone's loved the sleds, everyone's loved the ropes, the kettlebells have been really good response, and the sandbags, right? Like, it's what you want in a brand. You want to be having positive impact and helping support people's lives. When I say average Joes, people who don't work out have trained for this event. So the best thing about the sport of Hyrox is you can get off the couch and do this. And then you've got people who are the elite, right? So you've got a good range of people getting them into wellness, getting into health. And as a job in my profession, it's to inspire people to obviously eat better for their performance. So being here and seeing people super inspired to look after themselves, and this is like a reason to do so, it's so exciting. Guys, in about 5 minutes, we're gonna start going through each dish. I'm gonna call them out per thing, so just listen up for a second, okay? So, olive oil on top. Tomatoes that have been grated over the top of a hotel. Cool? And then you go with fig vinacotto and your heirlooms. Cool? That's it. That's it. Squeeze the lemon juice, a little drop, couple of drops of the fig vinacotto on top, and then cut in half up here. Thank you, chef. All right, next bait. All right, so once you're done that, thank you, Chef Kate. We'll go on to Chard Caesar. Can you start firing your Chard Caesar for me, please? Thanks, dude. Guys, biggest thing about that octopus is that eucalyptus honey butter. Hopefully you've done a good job on this one, but you'll get this like soothing feel. We've talked about this before about eucalyptus and its relationship with Australia particularly, but it's delicious. Like honey, eucalyptus, lemon. This is our beets and bubba, and the beets have been smoked, and then we've got a classic baba ganoush thanks to Sergio. The cauliflower in particular, like, I think you guys know by now, I love just making vegetables sexy, and I don't want to have people say like they're not, right? So this cauliflower has been treated exactly the same as we would any other protein. We've brined it beforehand, we've filled it with something delicious, and we've topped it off with the sauce. Agnolotti, I think you guys already had the Valentine's Day one, exactly the same as our Valentine's Day dish, except it's agnolotti. The cod collar, similar to the pork cheek, the jowl, or the beef cheek, very tender if you cook it right, which is what we've done here. Yeah, I'll go back always least. How you doing? Doing a lot of in-the-ground cooking or over coals, over flame, which you'll see a lot in my menus. Doing that with our beets today, beetroots, as we say in Australia. Tahini, baba ganoush, and pizza. All right, team, it is end of the night. No one's here. Kitchen's being cleaned. So that was a pretty successful launch. It's been emotionally, I've been very emotionally involved with this for a number of weeks. Considering we've been in Atlanta, we've been in Toronto, we were just in DC with Centre as well to come back and do this. And I do want to say that speak specifically right now as a chef, there's so many opportunities, particularly as you continue to build your personal brand. So if you are someone who's driving a personal brand or aspiring to do so, it is so possible. Stay consistent, stay true to you, and persist. Go deep, because you never know where it can lead you. So if my journey can inspire you in any way, it just shows that being consistent, believing in yourself, and going deep with your partners becomes so more important. Anyway, on that note, team, I'm going to get some rest. Got a big flight tomorrow. Thank you for supporting this channel. If you haven't already and you would like to support it further, hit the subscribe button. We've got more day in the life videos coming up, particularly as a chef, as we visit other places. More for that soon. Of course, if you want to pre-order my book, hit the link in the description. I'm JC. I'll see you in the next episode. And he's eating like a legend.